friends, welcome back. We are doing lesson 21 for phonics, so I'm going to share my screen with you. All right, let's get rid of some of this stuff that's floating around and put us in present mode. All right, so lesson 21. Our learning targets, I can read words with the ED spelling. And we're going to disregard that one on a planning page to write a draft because we normally don't write with our phonics, okay? We do all of our writing with our wit and wisdom. So grammar, let's dance, all right? So our song lyrics, t-d-ed, t-d-ed, past tense marker, spelled ed, spelled ed. All right, our grammar, we have t, d, and ed. So let's read words that have the ed spelling, then we're going to decide which ending the ed makes. So our first word, smiled. Do you hear t, d, or ed? Smiled. I hear the ed, don't you? The ed. What about started? I hear the ed. What about helped? Helped. I hear a t, don't you? Walked. I hear a t also. Jumped. I hear a t. Lifted. You hear the ed, don't you? The ed. Yelled. I hear a d, just the d. Stopped. I hear a t, stopped. Okay, we don't have the worksheet because that goes along with that writing. So we're going to kind of skip over these things here. All right. Whoop, went too far. So we are going to read a story called River Otters today. I love watching the river otters at the zoo. They are so cool to watch playing around in the water. So today's story is about animals called river otters. Where might a river otter live based on their name? Maybe in a river? So let's preview some spellings. We have the L, like in hill, Allen, and well. We have ed, like webbed, lined. It's got the duh sound. We have the spelling, like in river, otter, summer, winter. Our tricky words, down, there, meaning it belongs to them, okay, and do. Our two-syllable words, Alex, Agnes, webbing, and scamper. So let's preview some vocabulary. Webbed paws. Look at the feet there. They've got webbing between their toes to help them swim and paddle. Then you have scamper, means kind of running off, like a skip and a jump and a hop all kind of mixed in together there. We've got moss. It's fuzzy. It grows on trees and rocks in damp areas. We've got bark. That's on the outside covering of a tree. So we're going to read to learn about river otters, including what they like to eat. So with that being said, let's go to our story. Let me hide that bar again. All right, so our story, river otters. Do you like to run and jump? Do you like to chase your pals? Do you like to splash in the pool in the summer? Do you like to slide down hills in the winter? Well, if you like to do those things, you would make a good otter. You can see 3 of our river otters up on the rocks, Alex, Alan, and Agnes. That's Alex up on top of Alan. The last one is Agnes. So there's Alex, Alan, and Agnes. Otters have short, strong legs with webbed paws and sharp claws. The webbing helps the otters swim fast and get their food. River otters hunt for fish, frogs, and crabs. When it is time for bed, the river otters scamper to their den. They have nests on land that are lined with grass, moss, and bark. Look at those claws on those toes and see the webbing between their toes too? All right. Okay, so let's go to our worksheet over here. So what do river otters like to do? Hmm, you tell me. I bet you know. Number 2, which is not the river otter's home? Nest on land, the river, or up in trees? Now that says which is not, okay? Number 3, what part helps river otters swim fast? Their webbed paws, their pointed nose, or their sharp claws? Number 4, what do river otters like for food? Ooh, we named a few. And that is it on that. Okay, so let's go back to our slide. Okay, what words would you use to describe river otters? Now remember, describing words are adjectives. So think about, how would you describe a river otter? I would say they're small because they are close to the ground, right? They're playful because they love to play. They're wet because they play in the water all the time, so their fur is wet, right? So where do river otters live? Well, they have a den that they sleep in, but they also stay in the water. So you could really say they're in the water and on land, couldn't you? So what do river otters like to eat? I heard frogs. Ugh, I don't think I want to eat a frog, do you? And they eat, if we go back and look, we can go back and look at this story, and it says they hunt for fish, frogs, and crabs. Now, I just named one, but I just gave you the answer too with a couple more there. Number 4, what other animals have you learned about that likes to play? Ooh, I know. Monkeys, right? Yeah, we talked about some monkeys that like to play and they swing and all that. Number 5, what other animal spends time both on the water and the land? Hmm. Well, frogs do that, don't they? Yeah. What other animal spends time in the water and on land? I bet you can think of a few too. All right, we're going to skip that one for the writing. And we just did our worksheet. So our targets, I can read words with the ed spelling, spelled with ed, but it sounds like t, d, and ed, ed. Good job, guys. So that is the end of this lesson. So I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was a short one. So we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye, my friends.